Well, hello there everybody. This is Josh at WhaleStream. Today we're going to take a quick tour of the dashboard to help familiarize yourselves with what we kind of display, what it all means, how to do this, how to do that. So let's get right into it. On this right side we have the options flow. On the left side we have the dark pools and equities. We're going to default on the option flow to the buys. So orders filled at or above the ask. We also color code everything on the options flow side by sentiment. So bought puts are bearish, we're going to make that red. Bought calls are bullish, so we make it green. Now if you wanted to view the sales, we do have that as well. We don't like to mix it together. We felt that the best way to do it is to provide the sales but provide them separately so that you can clearly see all the sales together and all the buys together. So if you want to view those sales, you come up here, you click the sales flow. It flips to your sales. These are the orders filled at or below the bid. It's important to remember the sentiment is inverted. So those sold calls are now bearish, which is why they're red. And those sold puts are green because they are bullish. If you come over here, you turn off the sales flow and we come back to the dashboard. It's important to note, currently we do not show multi-leg strategies. So for that reason, we actually filter out any option purchase that is part of a multi-leg strategy. We are going to be adding multi-leg strategies soon, so keep an eye out for that update, but that's coming soon. We also provide a lot of insight into our flow. We have all of these little indicators over here. So the far right is always going to be the order type, if it's a block, a sweep, or a split, but we also provide additional insight. So in this case, this was an opening order. That means that the order size was larger than the existing open interest. So new contracts likely had to be written in order to fill that order. It also tells you that this order is in the money and that the day's volume is greater than the open interest, which on any opening order, that should be the case because that one order is already larger than the open interest. We have a bunch of other indicators as well, like aggressive. So all of these indicators are designed to provide more insight so that you can quickly digest the information and make more educated trades based on the flow. All of these indicators, if you click on them, so if I click on aggressive, it's going to quickly filter to all of the aggressive orders, and you can see we have another indicator for unusual. We also have a highly unusual indicator, and then we have pre and post. These are if the order came in the trading session before the earnings, and this is if the order came in post earnings. The option flow is real time. The left side dark pool, that is delayed 20 minutes, but we're getting that down to 15, and that should be happening very soon. So like I said, you can filter by clicking on any of these. Click on them again to unfilter. You could do that with the ticker. You could do that with the sectors over here. You could do it with the expiration dates as well. But if you really want to get nitty gritty, you can come up here to the advanced filters and you could actually go through all of these filters that we have available and really narrow down on the types of orders that you want to view and that you like to trade based on. Now to get to the dark pool side, this is just a brief overview. Obviously, if you have any questions, you could always reach out in the chat. You click this, it brings up the chat. But on the dark pool side, it's important to note that dark pool transactions don't say if they're a buy or a sell. There is a buyer, there is a seller, and it's the private exchanges. They don't provide much information. They just tell you this many shares were bought at this price or transacted, so that you don't think it's a buy. It's a buy and a sell. They're both smart money institutions, so the sentiment is a little bit harder to determine on those. But when you combine option flow with the dark pools, it can help to provide some additional insight into which way that specific ticker might be going. You can also build your watch list, so you could just click on any of these stars and it'll add that ticker to your watch list. Oh, I missed. Okay. So now when I go over here and I toggle on my watch list, it's only going to show me those tickers in my watch list. I guess I had HUD in my watch list as well. We're in the process of building out some really cool features with that watch list. You'll be able to trigger some alerts with it. We have if you go into your settings and you go to notifications, you can actually set up text notifications. This will alert you. Right now we have it available for highly unusuals and unusual orders. The unusuals, there are a lot of them per day, so it is very likely that your phone will get blown up. The highly unusuals, they're more rare. There are some times where, you know, we might get a lot of them, and a lot is maybe 5 to 10 a day. That's a lot. Usually it's closer to 1 to 2, and some days there's none. So these are really specific parameters that we have in place in order to consider an order highly unusual. So a lot of our members actually enable the text alerts because they want to be notified about those orders right away. They have a really good track record. I'm not going to speak numbers, but I suggest you paper trade them, see how they tend to play out, and then decide if you want to play them going forward. At the top, we have our sentiment. What's really cool is you can either view it by premium on the call flow, so you can compare the two, call versus put, or you could just see volume by contracts, and then you got your put to call ratio over there. So if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out in the chat, and there'll be more videos to come.